All right, shalom, shalom. This part two. This part two. All right, of the insurrection act is here or is near. All right, and all the reasons are here. Okay. I don't know what happened. I guess I must accidentally stop the first video. Okay, but I'm gonna have to go back and watch the end of it because it just cut off. But I don't know if I hit something to make it cut off. All right, but this just gonna get two precepts, but if the spirit, Lord willing, if the spirit want me to keep going, I'll keep going. All right, but this is an example. All right, and also they're targeting, um, once again, they're targeting, free speech. Okay, why? Because the truth has sprung forth. All right, everything that's done in the dark is coming into the light. So I get a precept on that. All right. And it's really about the Hebrew Israelites. That's what we keep telling you people. Um, yes, they grouping everybody together, whether you're a whistleblower, okay, you know, whether you're a prepper, okay, whether you just got a podcast and you deal with politics, all right. If you saying anything, if you're criticizing, all right, you know, Babylon the Great America and its history and what it stands for, all right, and what they plan on doing. Guess what? You know, they're about to they're gonna group all of us in. All right, they're gonna group all of us in. But their focus is the Hebrew Israelites. All right, because the men of the Lord. All right, preferably beginning with the elder apostles, great millstone, on down to the least of us. All right, um, that have this 100% truth and exposing who Esau is and their agenda in these last days and exposing the truth of the Bible. Okay, and you know, coming back to our true nationality. All right, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans that's in this truth. All right, that have came out of that spiritual slumber. You know, um, not to boast or anything, but we're fulfilling prophecy. All the prophecies about the Israelites being in captivity, remembering themselves, all right, waking up to the truth, coming back to their power, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shah. We the only ones that fit the prophecy, okay? So Lord willing, them of the elect number, all right? People love to say that you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans are not the Israelites, but we the only ones, doing everything that the Israelites would do in the last days. All right. So prophecy has to be fulfilled. Okay. Prophecy points to who God's chosen people are. Prophecy points to Babylon the Great America. Okay. About America being Babylon the Great. Okay. All right. So this Luke 12:2. Luke 12:2. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Okay? So Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai got his prophets exposing these devils. Okay? Exposing these devils on all levels. You got thousands and thousands of prophets. Okay? And you also got friends of the prophets that's helping the prophets. And they doing their little thing too, spreading the word too. All right? Not in the way of preaching, but they probably posting things on their social media. All right. Speaking, the men, friends of the prophets, there's men. Okay. But this truth is everywhere. This truth is literally everywhere. So it's contagious. And Esau is pissed off and mad. Now he just they're about to just completely do away with the freedom of speech, and at the same time they're gonna cause the famine of the word. Okay, but when that happens, that means it was meant to happen. Okay, it's all Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is in control, and we understand that. Okay, all right. So this X 18 and 9. So this is an example of an insurrection against speaking truth. All right. So this not the first time. All right. This not the first time that it has been an insurrection against the men of the Lord. All right. But it's going to be the last time. This is going to be the last time, you know, us as men of the Lord have to suffer an insurrection, just for speaking the truth, just for teaching the truth of the Bible. Okay. So this Acts 18 and 9. Then spake the Lord to Paul in the night by a vision, Be not afraid, but speak and hold not thy peace. For I am with thee, and no man shall set on thee to hurt thee. For I have much people in this city. All right. And he continued there a year and 6 months in teaching the word of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shah among them. And when Galileo was the deputy of Achaia, the Jews made insurrection with one accord against Paul and brought him to the judgment seat. Okay, so you're gonna have that in the last days. Okay, you got a lot of people blaming the Hebrew Israelites for the reason why the freedom of speech is being taken away. All right, and internet online persecution and restrictions is being made. Okay, you know, so uh, which um, that's the truth. All right, that's the truth. Esau, because this truth, all right, or this gospel, it has reached it's became famous. All right, so it have reached the ears, of billions of people. Okay, all right, it have reached all of the elect. The whole world heard this truth, but it was only for the elect. That's what they don't understand. So billions of people, they hate this truth. All right, and they're going to when the time comes, they're going to single you Hebrew Israelites out. Okay, so history is going to repeat itself. All right, it's going to repeat itself. So don't think when the time comes, when the bounties are set. All right, and people are going to have perfect memory in that day. They're going to be like, oh yeah, um, I know where a Hebrew Israelite live. Okay, so they're going to get the ones that even had amnesia. All right, and the ones that hate the Hebrew Israelites, they're not going to have amnesia when the time comes where Esau is hunting down the Hebrew Israelites. All right, you know, That's why you sincere believers in this truth, you gotta understand what you're involved in. Okay? This is not a game. This is not for popularity or looks. This is not to try to look righteous. This is not to try to stand out or not, this is the truth. All right, this is to push the gospel, to magnify Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah, and seal our own fates. All right, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. All right, you're supposed to be in this truth because you believe. You truly believe everything in the Bible is going to happen. All right, the way the prophets said is going to happen. Okay, so therefore you're trying to seek, pleading, begging for mercy from Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah to be saved. Okay, that's why you're supposed to, be motivated in this truth. Okay, not for some money or so I can have multiple women or anything like that. Okay, because if you're doing it for carnal reasons, it's going to show. All right, it's going to show. All right, you're going to run out of spiritual gas. Okay, and then you're going to take the mark of the beast, because if you're not sincerely believing in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah and doing this, from the bottom of your heart to speak, shit, when that persecution kick in, you didn't sign up for the persecution. For those of you that's not sincere, you didn't sign up for the persecution. So what you're gonna do? You're gonna throw your hat. All right. You're gonna wave the flag. You're gonna give up. All right. And those that give up, they was never of the elect. Okay. So it says, all right. And when Gallio was the deputy of Achaia, the Jews made insurrection with one accord against Paul and brought him to the judgment seat, saying, "This fellow persuaded men to worship Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shah, contrary to the law." Okay, so it's no new thing under the sun. All right, the Hebrew Israelites is coming with the doctrine of the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, with the true doctrine, the true gospel. And the world is, against it. Okay, so there's no new thing under the sun. So history is going to repeat itself. This second Ezra, and I'm going to end it on this. Second Ezra 16 and 70, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Okay? So that time is coming. It's very close. Okay? So Lord willing, else edifying, I want to end it and give all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Habakak Badash. Double honors to the apostles, great millstone, ruler, teach well, and honors and salutations to the men of the Lord doing the same teaching, sir.